Hello and welcome back to the show where I talk about everything that I'm watching on my TV, including movies and TV shows. Today's idea for the video came from a post that a friend of mine made on Facebook. I just decided that instead of sharing the post and making my own, that I would make a video out of it. So let's go. It's all about different types of movies. So first is a movie that I hate. So the movie that I hate is Shadowboxer. Now let me give you the story. So this movie, it came on TV a while ago and it has Cuba Gooding Jr. and Helen Mirren in it. So me and my sister decided that we were going to watch it. Now it's a rated R movie, so that means that it came on at midnight. So we stayed up until midnight to watch this movie, and when I tell you it was the most disturbing movie that I ever watched in my entire life, after it was over, we were basically like, we wasted these 2 hours of our life watching it. We stayed up till 2 a.m. to watch this movie, and we definitely had to be somewhere the next morning. So we got less sleep. So it was just a whole bad night and a bad experience. And that's why Shadowboxer is a movie that I hate and will never watch ever again in my life and will never recommend to anybody. So next, a movie that I think is overrated, I would say the first Frozen movie. So when this movie came out, everybody was like, oh, this movie is so good. Oh, Let It Go is the best Disney song ever written. It's the greatest movie ever, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, well, let me watch it. When I tell you I watched it and was like, that's it? That's all that this is? It's just a basic Disney movie? Let It Go isn't even that fantastic as people were saying it is? Okay, sure, whatever. It's underrated. And the second one is definitely better than the first. Moving on to a movie that I think is underappreciated, Lion King 2. Not enough people talk about how good this movie is. It is probably one of the best sequels that has ever been made. We know that when sequels get made, they're obviously not that great. But this one matched, if not superseded, the original. Let me tell you why I think that, because Lion King is my favorite everything, and people who know me know that. But Lion King 2, the soundtrack might be better than the first Lion King soundtrack, give or take like Circle of Life. Let me break it down. My Lullaby is much better than Be Prepared. I'm sorry, I don't care. Be Prepared is about planning an assassination. My Lullaby is about this woman singing to her child with her other children about how the pride of Simba, what their death sounds like, is what puts her to sleep. That's what the song is about. The sound of death puts her to sleep. That's how soothing it is to her. She was evil, Zero was evil and crazy, to sing that to her child and to have her other children joining in and singing along. That is much better. Also, Can You Feel the Love Tonight versus Love Will Find a Way. Love Will Find a Way will win. You have Upendi, but the one song that makes the soundtrack better than Lion King 1 soundtrack, One of Us. Pause it, go listen to it. Tell me that song does not slap. Tell me that song does not remind you of a song that a choir would sing on Sunday morning in church. It's everything, and that's all I have to say. But moving on to a movie that I love, obviously, like I said before, Lion King 1, it's amazing. It's the first movie that I remember seeing in theaters. When I was a kid, I had it on DVD, watched it with the captions on, not just so I could sing along, but so I could speak along. That was probably an embarrassing thing to admit, but I thought I was Nala when I was younger. And I wanted to say all of her lines. So I put the captions on so I could say them. Yeah. Now on to a movie that I could watch over and over and over again. That would have to be Remember the Titans. Like, it's about football and Denzel Washington is in it. That is all I need. Not much, but that is all I need. I I basically know the whole movie by heart. It's on Disney Plus, and that's the greatest thing that could ever happen because I have access to it now and I can watch it over and over again whenever I want. And I probably will watch it within the coming months just because of making this, and I'm thinking about it and I haven't seen it in a long time. You want me to wear myself out for the team? What team? Now, a movie that made me fall in love with movies. The first thing that came to my mind was Holes. Like, I remember when I first watched that movie and like my mind was blown because of the storylines and how they were like the present day and then the flashbacks that were happening in the same place, but obviously different time periods. And then it all came together at the end and it was all connected. Like, that was the best thing that I had ever seen at that moment in my life. And I remember telling people how great this movie was. I remember watching it with my family. My parents fell asleep and didn't understand the ending because they fell asleep. And me and my siblings forced them to watch it again the next day and stay awake so they could understand it, so they can realize how great this movie is. That's how great it was for us and for me. Now, a movie that changed my life, I would have to say, is American Violet. It's about this woman that's falsely accused of selling drugs. They put her in jail. They try to take her kids away from her. She has to go through the whole justice system to prove her innocence. And the thing that took me out was that it was based on a true story. So this was the movie that got me woke, as people will say. I was mad after watching the movie, but I told other people that they should watch the movie because I thought it was just that good. And after that, it was all about the social justice for me. Like, it never ended. I mean, I even asked for that movie for Christmas one year, like a few years ago, so I could have it on DVD, because I feel like sometimes you just need to have movies on DVD, like a hard copy, just in case you can't find it anywhere on the internet digitally. Now, a movie that surprised me, I thought very long and hard about this, and I don't know. I don't have an answer for this. I mean, I don't really make super big expectations about movies before I go see them. And if I see a trailer that I don't like, I'm not gonna go watch the movie. So nothing has really surprised me. I've always, like, every movie I watch planned out the way I thought it would. It was as good as I thought it would be. I couldn't think of a movie that like surprised me in a good way, where I thought it was better than I expected, or in a bad way, like it was worse than I expected, maybe except for Shadowboxer. But yeah. Next is guilty pleasures, and I don't really have guilty pleasures because I don't feel guilty about things that I find pleasurable. So I don't really have one, but if I did, I probably would say Mamma Mia, and I really don't care what you think or what you have to say. I like the movie, and I own it on DVD. And the second one was fun too, and I really don't care what anyone has to say about that. I don't feel guilty about it. Lastly, a movie that I should have seen by now, but I haven't seen by now. Now this is probably the one where I have the longest list of movies for this category. It's because I always make a note in my mind that I'm going to watch this movie at a later date, and then I forget and I never watch it. So the first one that came to my mind was Get On Up, and that's because it's coming to Netflix this month, and so hopefully I'll remember to watch it. Hopefully. I still might forget. So that was a lot of fun. Should I do this with TV shows? I think I should do this with TV shows. It might be a little bit more fun. So I'm gonna list all the categories that I said in the description box and comment by filling them in and giving me your answers to these questions. I wanna know what you're watching, what you like, what you don't like, all of the things. If there are any movies, any TV shows that you think I should watch, let me know in the comment section below, and I will definitely try to check them out if I remember. I'll make a note in my head and hopefully I won't forget. But thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Don't forget to comment and like and share and subscribe and do all of the things. I'll see you next time. Bye.